everybody, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Tech Tips. Today we're going to be going over mounting and maintenance schedule for the Optimus 6 family of additive manufactured suppressors. So we'll start off with the mounting portion. We'll start with the taper mount, the simplest option. So if you have a taper mount Optimus, you'll need a taper mount muzzle device. One will come with it, obviously. And this is as simple as putting in a light bulb. So just thread that can on till you feel it bottom out, and then just give that a firm handshake, a light squish to engage that taper. You don't have to crank these on. The taper holds these on really good even during extended courses of fire. To take it off, simply break the taper loose and thread off. Notes on this, I would grab a little bit of high temp anti-seize off our website. We sell this for really cheap in little 2-ounce bottles. It'll last you forever. Just take a little bit of this on your finger, put a little smearing on the inside of that taper mount muzzle device on the threads and the taper area. And then I like to put a little bit on the threads and taper of the muzzle device as well. That'll just prevent any carbon lockup if you're leaving this on there for a lot of shooting. Next, we'll talk about the DUAL-LOK mounting system. If you've seen any of our other videos, you should know how to work this. If not, I would check that out. We'll just keep this short. Pop that collar into the unlocked position, and then grab your firearm here with the DUAL-LOK muzzle device. And same thing again, just thread that can on until you feel it hit the taper, and just a really light squish on the DUAL-LOK. You don't have to crank these on because when you pop that collar down, it's gonna hold it in place really well. So then just pop the collar into one of the two positions, and once it fully seats, you're locked on. To take it off, simply move it into unlocked, break the taper loose, and thread off. Again, I would recommend a little bit of high temp anti-seize on the inside of the mounting system as well as the muzzle device itself. Last version is going to be the hub version. This is obviously dependent on whatever type of mounting system you're using. So if you're using another manufacturer's mounting system, I would refer to their mounting and maintenance instructions. Today I've got a Plan A taper mount long adapter that we'll use. If you plan to remove this hub mount ever, it's always a good idea to throw a little anti-seize on these threads and on the inside threads of the can. But just take your hub, thread that all the way in till it bottoms out. And then we're gonna grab a pair of Bushwhacker spanner wrenches here. And you can put one on the suppressor itself and then the other one on the hub mount, and just crank this down as hard as you can. Just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Some people use rock set. If you don't want to ever take it out, you could do that, but just crank it down as hard as you can. You should be good to go. Hub mounts are cool, but that is one part that is a negative, is that the hub itself can come loose. So make sure you get that on really tight. So next we'll move into cleaning and maintenance for these suppressors. They don't come apart, they're fully welded together, so maintenance and cleaning is pretty simple. The recommended cleaning regimen is every 2,000 rounds. And the way we would recommend you guys do that is grab a little bit of Croil and just soak the whole suppressor in that for 24 to 48 hours. I would not recommend using an ultrasonic cleaner on these specific cans just because it can ruin the finish, as well as the spring on the DUAL-LOK can be impacted if you leave it in there for too long in the ultrasonic cleaner. So I would just stay away from those. We found soaking in Croil overnight or for 2 days works really well. Once you soaked it, just drain it out as best you can, and then either slap it on your gun and run 30 rounds through it to clear out any Croil that's left in the can, or you can take an air compressor and just blow out the inside of the can to get rid of that excess oil. So that kind of clears up cleaning the internals of the can, again, every 2,000 rounds. And then I would just keep your mounting system clean. I would do this as often as you need to. It takes 2 seconds. I would grab if you have a taper mount version or a DUAL-LOK version, I would grab one of our 1-inch pipe brushes and just give that a good clean out every so often when you take it off, just to keep that mounting system clear of carbon. And then I would also hit the muzzle device, pay attention to the threads and the taper areas just to keep carbon off there. DUAL-LOK, same thing, 1-inch pipe brush, just clean the inside of that mounting system. And lastly, the hub version, for the taper mount, it's gonna be the same thing, 1-inch pipe brush. Most of our mounts are a 1-inch OD pipe brush to clean that. But if you are, for some reason, changing out hubs a lot, or you wanna be able to get this off, I would remove that hub. And then we sell a 1.375-inch pipe brush, which is perfect for the hub mount threads themselves. So if you want to keep those clean, if you're leaving the mounting system in there, there's really not a reason to clean the hub threads themselves. Just keep that mounting system clean to make putting the can on and taking it off simple. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in this episode of Tech Tips, and we'll see you in the next one.